talking in my sleep at night, making myself crazy. Out of my mind, out of my mind. Wrote it down and read it out, hoping it would save me. Too many times, too many times. My love, he makes it feel like nobody else, nobody else. But my love, he doesn't love me, so I tell myself, one, don't pick up the phone, you know he's only calling cause he's looking alone. Two, don't let him in, you have to kick him out again. Three, don't be a friend, you know you're gonna wake up in his bed in the morning. And four, you ain't getting over him. I got no rules, I count him. I keep pushing forwards, but he keeps pulling me backwards. Nowhere to turn, nowhere to turn. Now I'm standing back from it, I'll finally see the pattern. I never learned, I never learned. But my, he doesn't love me, so I tell myself, I do. One, don't pick up the phone, you know he's only calling cause he's f***ing alone. Two, don't let him in, you have to kick him out again. Three, don't be a friend, you know you're gonna wake up in his bed in the morning. And four, you ain't getting over him. I got no rules, I count him.
It's the 2K Sports Pregame Show.
Hello, everybody. Ernie Johnson here on 2K Sports alongside Shaq and Kenny the Jet. The playoff picture coming into focus, but still a handful of games yet to be played. Tonight we'll see the Oklahoma City Thunder playing against the Houston Rockets. The Rockets have to feel pretty good about their recent play. They are really playing at a high level right now, going 8-1 over the last 9 games. Great center matchup tonight. Shaq, I know you've been waiting all day to watch this one. One of the best low post players of all time in yourself. Give us your thoughts on why the stretch 5 has become so popular.
Well, in a lot of offenses these days, floor spacing is king. And what you see now, you see a lot of bigs are practicing shooting the three more than ever.
Yeah, even the younger centers, you think of Towns and Cousins and Embiid, as powerful as they are, they love to stay on that perimeter and shoot that three ball. So it's hard to stay on the floor right now if you can't shoot it.
Yes, you came into the league at the right time.
Ooh. I would have made them revert back to
work. You'd have a hard time getting off the bench these days, Shaq, because you didn't shoot the three ball.
Shaq on the bench don't even sound right together. That's like peanut butter and tar.
That can be pretty tasty.
No, that doesn't sound like together.
No, it doesn't. I'm just kidding, big fella. Wasn't it funny? Did you find that amusing?
You hurt my feelings, Ernie.
Did you hurt? Come on.
Don't talk
Give
to me
a
for
big
2 seconds. La 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 la.
Welcome, everyone, to the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Doris Burke. Also joining us from the sidelines, David Aldridge. So for the Thunder, their last game, a win against the Timberwolves in Minnesota.
And on the road, their perimeter shooting really helped to kind of keep the crowd out of the game.
No, I completely agree. They completely took the crowd out of it. They were scorching hot from the perimeter all night long.
Now let's send it down to David Aldridge, standing by from the sidelines. David?
Well, guys, we know when you talk about dedication, Chris Paul is among the greatest. Now, he says, I have a scary passion for basketball. I study it, I watch it all day, every day. I'm not the most athletic guy, so I have to use my mind and my knowledge of the game. Kevin, he is a professor out on the floor.
Tremendously competitive with great attention to detail, David. Thanks. Seems like most stars now want to play on a super team, Doris, even if it means making personal sacrifices.
No doubt. And sometimes a player makes decisions. It doesn't have everything to do with money, and it doesn't have everything to do with touches. Sometimes when you get to a particular state in your career, it's about winning ultimately. And what does it take for me to get a ring? And those are the drivers of a lot of players' decision making.
And so off the tip, it's Oklahoma City. Here's the starting group for Houston. The engine of this team, Paul and Harden in the backcourt. P.J. Tucker is out there with Clint Capella, and it's Gordon in at the 3 slot.
Well, I don't care if the defense is contesting. Steven Adams is a brute who can score against the best defensive presence in the league.
Westbrook pulls it in. Here's George, and that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up.
I don't think any of us can forget that broken leg Paul George suffered playing for the United States national team in 2014. But what a joy, guys, to see him back and playing at an elite level.
This is his first chance at the line tonight.
And, you know, guys, he had a big game at the free throw line in their last outing.
Shooting 2, gentlemen.
First free throw is good. And Doris, you go back to the injury for Paul George. Some moments where you question whether he'd be the same player. Do you think, in your opinion, that factored into his decision to leave Indiana in search of a more competitive situation?
You know what, Kevin? I'm not sure if the injury played a part, but we know unequivocally because Paul George stated it. He wants his legacy to be about winning. And because those peak years for a star player can be fleeting, you have to appreciate the pursuit of just that.
And it's George finishing it off.
Well, you love the tenacity. Paul George cannot be contained when he gets near the 10.
Here is Harden. Really played well against Phoenix in his last outing. The pass to Paul. Houston moving it around. Here's Capella. No good on the shot. Adams, some nice D. Thunder off to a quick start here. 6-point game. George against Gordon. George with the bucket. George has got 6.
And not just sustaining the lead, they're adding to it.
Right, and this is precisely what you want to do. Build up the lead and keep the pressure on.
The vision, the timelessness of Chris Paul's game for many years. He's made everyone around him better. Oh, wow.
That's crazy.
That's a beautiful jam.
My goodness, is there anything better than watching Westbrook hammer at home? My goodness gracious, Russell.
That instant replay brought to you by Under Armour Hover Havoc, giving us a chance to relive the unleashing of chaos that time.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
And finished off by Westbrook.
Paul George will force you to stay balanced defensively because if you have a miscue, he will find the open guy.
The first quarter of action, 2 minutes in. Outside Gordon. Passes it to Harden. Back to Paul. Lets it go with a 3. And again, it's the Rockets from deep.
That's the kind of D that you're not going to find success with, guys. They've got to get a hand in the face.
Adams, that's good, and so Westbrook comes up with the assist.
Just impressed with the teamwork out there, setting the table for one another.
Paul surveying the floor to the middle, and the dunk by Capella.
Well, he's such a good athlete for a center. It's how he's able to succeed despite being one of the smallest fives in the NBA.
Here's Westbrook. Yes, that goes in. Westbrook's got his third basket of the night.
Very hard to match the speed of Russell Westbrook. He's got change of speed and blow-by ability.
Gordon, the pass to Capella, takes the assist and lays it in. Picked out the pass nicely.
And their post play has been really solid right off the bat.
Here's Westbrook, and he drops in the layup off the glass. Westbrook's got 8 points.
And they are attacking the rim and getting great results.
And now the first timeout called here for the Rockets. Russell Westbrook's mantra is, why not? Way of daring himself to greater heights.
I think, Kevin, in time, it became a way to build confidence to take on the world. That why not? Who says you can't? He lives by that maxim, and I love it, Kevin.
Let's go to the 2K leaderboard. Here are the team leaders in steals. You need to play heads up against these squads. Number 1, the Thunder. 5th best, the Rockets.
And forcing turnovers is a point of pride for both these teams. That's why their steal numbers have been so high.
Harden outside. Pass to Gordon. Capella kicks to Harden. 6 to shoot. Shoots it up. It's hauled in by Adams.
Well, it's not the defense that caused that miss. That one's all on him.
And George with the stuff.
To tell you, Kevin, that's Paul George with true strength on the take, not allowing anyone to get in his way.
And so it's Harden bringing it up for the Rockets, trailing here by 8. They come into this having outplayed Phoenix the last game.
And guys, they just got so many good looks in that one, and the defense never able to affect their offensive rhythm.
Well, I think the defense from the other team was simply porous. There's no other way to put it. So many openings, and they made them pay for it.
Paul George is so versatile, Doris. He could play in any system, don't you think?
Oh, I completely concur, Kevin. This is a man who can create offense with the ball in his hands. In a secondary role, we know he can be a knockdown shooter, and we're talking about an elite NBA defender. So any team in the league could use a player like PG.
And he makes the first.
Well, I don't know that when he was selected 10th overall back in 2010, that the casual fan understood that Paul George would become one of the most effective two-way players in the NBA, but he's done just that.
He hits both from the stripe.
Boy, how outstanding at the line has this guy been. One of the best free throw shooting big men you will ever find.
Harden surveying the D. The Thunder leading by 10. Here's George.
Oh! Look at that. Oh, Kevin, that is Paul George, the incredible vertical and the unbelievable creativity.
For Houston, they've gone just a shade under 50% from the field. 5 of 11. To the inside, and the dunk by Capella.
And hard to decide which was better, the pass, the catch, or the slam.
Oh, there's no wrong answer. Sensational alley-oop. Rockets trail by 10. Paul, no one around him. Nice open look, but it's no good. For 3, Westbrook. Unable to get that one. And the Rockets take it the other way. Harden kicks to Gordon. And some nice passing there by Houston. The three-pointer is right on target. Paul's got it back down to a single-digit deficit for the Rockets. From outside the arc, bangs home the trifecta. Ferguson's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
Defensively, giving up far too many open rhythm looks.
Here's Harden. And there's the feed to Capella, and he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
When you think about Thunder coach Billy Donovan taking over in 2015, he came in as a 2-time NCAA champion at Florida and one of only 4 individuals to play and coach in a Final Four. Incredible stuff.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That's good from Capella. And Coach Donovan, when he came in, wanted to encourage more ball movement and spacing.
I'm not sure it's played exactly as he had hoped. It's not always possible to shoehorn a new style of play. You've got to adapt to your personnel.
And so he hits both. Oklahoma City leading by 8. That's good for George on the assist by Grant. 14 points for George.
And when you build a big lead like this, especially early, you have to guard against the letdown.
No, exactly right. You can't afford to get complacent, right? They have to stay hungry and humble if they want to keep this lead.
And Adams with the slam.
Make no mistake, an intimidating 7-footer. Steven Adams gets the space he needs and finishes with ease.
Rockets trail by 9. Rob. And pushing it up here. Here is Oklahoma City.
Methodical in their approach. They have absolutely owned this first quarter.
And it's early, but obviously you've got to like the dominance down low. They're simply bullying the other team right now.
Harden draws the double. And Tucker has it in the corner. Knocked away. One-on-one here. Here's George, and it's blocked by Gordon. And it's out of bounds. Oklahoma City able to retain possession here. Now off the inbound, and the layup good by George. George has got 16.
Yeah, 3 consecutive field goals have come right at the rim. The D had better start buckling down.
Timeout called, the Rockets. Doris, I'm looking at Jeremy Grant, a second-round pick back in 2014 out of Syracuse. The Grant family has produced a number of NBA players. What do you think caused him to slip to the second round?
Well, Jeremy Grant was definitely a young man drafted on potential. Here we have a great athlete whose game is still sort of rounding its way out. He has gotten on the floor in the NBA because of his defense, his ability to run in transition, and I think on the offensive end, there are a number of areas he can improve on. He can become a knockdown mid-range shooter. He can get 8 to 10 points in transition or offensive rebounds. There's a lot to like here, Kevin.
And taking a look here at some numbers for Russell Westbrook. In the second half of this season, he's been nothing short of spectacular. First in assists, 9th in rebounding, and ranked among the top 10 in scoring. He can fill it up with the best of them.
And we're talking about the ultimate competitor here. Leading the league in assists, maximizing every possession. He just tears apart a defense. And the basket by Gordon.
Assist from Chris Paul.
The Thunder leading by 11. Westbrook kicks to Ferguson. And that one is hammered home.
Well, the aggressiveness of Russell Westbrook setting up that bucket right there. This guy knows how to find the best shot possible.
Houston's gone 4-6 from long range here early on. And Harden wide open. He shoots. And another three for Houston.
Yeah, that's too good a look to give him from behind the arc.
Here's Westbrook. It's rebounded by Houston.
The bucket just not well protected, but still he doesn't convert too often. That's been the story with him.
Inside, here's Paul. The rebound by Grant.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
And it's good for 2. 18 points for George.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Harden finds Capella. To the inside. And there's Eric Gordon on the assist from Capella. 9 points for Eric Gordon.
If you're going in amongst the trees, you have got to be aggressive.
Well, he went all in there. He embraces the challenge and somehow finishes with the layup.
Pass to Paul. Over Westbrook. Here's Capella, and the lead is down inside single digits. Capella's got 10 points.
And you just hate to give up those second chance points.
Well, you better be more physical on the glass because they wanted that rebound more than them, plain and simple.
The Thunder have looked good at the line tonight. They're perfect in 4 attempts.
Not a strong suit for this group, just around 71%.
Shooting 2, gentlemen.
And that one misses. Indoors for a long time, few people realized how efficient the three-point shot can be, the extra point making such a difference. Why do you think it took a while for that thought process to hold?
Well, I think obviously we have advanced metrics. And the reason we have advanced metrics is there are more ways to monitor the things that happen between the lines, right? There are cameras everywhere. We can track people's data via computer programs. But I think one of the interesting things to me, Kevin, is that Steph Curry really has...
And Kevin, even though they're down, he's still looking to do the spectacular, and he did.
Well, maybe this is the best time to do it. And here's Green. He'll bring it up for the Houston Rockets. 7-point differential, and the three ball is good.
Well, this here is a game. Good run to close the gap.
Yeah, they ramped up their intensity, forced good things to happen, and now they're right back in it.
And that one's good. Noel.
Oh, this is the kind of start they were hoping for.
Rockets trail by 6. That's tipped. Capella dishes to Rivers. Yes, that goes in. He has 5.
And how about the bounce pass there being used to perfection?
And first timer of the game called for Oklahoma City. They won their last game against the Rockets in Houston.
Yeah, and in winning that last game, they attacked the basket aggressively, drew a lot of fouls in that game.
2 things are a product of that. 1, you shoot a ton of freebies. 2, the other team goes deep into its rotation. Neither one of those 2 things is going to work.
Is trapping souls like Bryce and Tiller. The crib left with the owns, and that's the very thing that gets me out of the bed in the morning. I got the bread in the corner, got my career in the summer. I got no fear, just honor. I bled and lived through trauma. First the fat boys break up, then Bow Wow retires, and now y'all disrespecting the king. I come through there with for claiming they doing dirt and get to just disinfect deconstructing the scene. I'm what you call the epitomizer of getting dark. I will spit a geyser that'll get these guys on the charts to fit a liger of bars. I'm feeling like the Don on the permanent throne. Like the Quran, you can get. It's smelling like the microphone in the cooler, going into an extra.
Come on, Shumpert's checked in for the Rockets. Good time now to bring up the league leaders in field goal percentage. The real stats, the real scores from the real NBA. Second is Clint Capella.
And just so reliable offensively. It's one thing to find good looks, but you've got to finish when you get them, and he does at a fantastic rate.
Schroeder. The Thunder with another miss. Rockets trail by 4. And Dennis Schroeder gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. The Rockets making a switch here. Fareed is checked in. He dishes it to Green. Here's Shumpert. Up again. Here's Fareed. And at last, they get one to fall.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
They get the rebound. And he banks in the layup. And the Thunder lead by 4.
We're talking about a guy who's got incredible length. Nerlens Noel doing work on the glass.
And Nene with the stuff.
And very little defense here to start the game.
Boy, both teams rolling right now on the offensive end. We got a little barn burner cooking.
Ferguson's shot is good.
Well, you can see he's feeling it right now. Shots dropping from all over the place this quarter.
Rockets trail by 4. To the paint. Here's Shumpert. And slam dunk by Shumpert.
Oh, Shumpert just so crafty. Always looking to dunk it home any chance he gets.
Here's Schroeder. The shot goes in. First of the night. He's 1 for 3 to start the game.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
Now here's Shumpert. He's guarded closely. Schroeder against Rivers. It's stolen by Schroeder. Goes up. A huge slam. The perfect end of the fast break.
Just lackluster transition D. That is just too easy.
Oh, come on. You got to put up at least a little bit of a fight, right? He simply ran down the court and goes right to the cup.
And Dennis Schroeder gets the whistle that time. That's foul number 2 for him. .51 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Shumpert gets a wide open look, misses the 3. They have a chance to go 2 for 1 here.
Let's see how they play the clock.
Dennis Schroeder again. Schroeder's got 7.
Yeah, off to a strong start here early. 6 points off second chance buckets.
Rivers gets a wide open look. He drains the quick shot. Oklahoma City leading by 7. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Ferguson, and the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Fareed. Here's Ferguson. 11 points for him in that last game against the Timberwolves in Minneapolis.
Twice on the pipes. Nene sends it back.
The pass to Green. Rivers against Schroeder. Shoots from 14. Rivers can't get it to go. Here's Ferguson. Lays it up off the glass. He's got 10.
I love the ball movement there. He put that on a silver platter. Just served him up.
Paul George, he's been the guy making things happen for Oklahoma City. They kept going to him again and again, and he delivered with a monster quarter. We'll get right back to the action when we return. Chris Paul talks about the matchups he faces at the point guard.
The toughest position in the NBA night in and night out is the point guard position. You know, every night you look at the board, the coach is pretty much going to say, their team goes as such and such goes. You know what I mean? So that's the toughest part, and that's probably the funnest part, too, because it's competition.
And CP3, one of the most competitive players in the game.
It's an obsession with him, and you can see how hard he gets after it every time he takes the court.
And so far, through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in the second. What stands out to you from Oklahoma City in this one?
I mean, so far that they're not settling for outside shots, really attacking the paint.
I think that's what you've got to do, right? If the looks on the interior are there, you have got to attack. And
now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. Taking a look at the Rockets. They've got Kenneth Faried. Rivers out there with Iman Shumpert. Then it's Green. Then it's Nene in at center. No good on that one.
You see, Markieff Morris, to me, is a guy I want on my team. He came into the league as a tremendous mid-range shooter, but he understands today's NBA, you need the three-point ball as part of your arsenal, and he's worked to get it. You know he's going to rebound. He's going to defend at a high level. I love Markieff Morris.
And the second free throw, good. You're talking about Morris. You need guys on the roster who complement everyone, yet give you consistent production.
Maybe the best attribute of Markieff Morris is the edge he plays with, because when he's engaged, he can give you a level of physicality that's crucial in today's NBA. There's a tough guy attitude that he wears on his sleeve, and I love it.
Passes to Shumpert. Lays it up, and despite of the excellent defense at that, Shumpert's got his second bucket of the night.
And just a commendable effort from Shumpert, taking that right into the teeth of the defense. Tenacious, strong player who is good at drawing contact.
Didn't have any problem knocking that one down. Another defensive lapse leading to two more.
Here's Ferguson, throws down the breakaway jam.
How about the vision of Markieff Morris? Hits the open man, has a good feel for the game. Boy, this guy can do a lot of things.
Second quarter, and we're just over a minute in. Shooter comes with the double team. Nene, the pass to Faried. Here's Shumpert. No good from outside. The Thunder leading by 12. For three. And it's Rivers with the rebound.
Not quite enough defense. That time around, just lucky he was off.
Nene finds Green. Houston moving it around. Another shot. And Nene with the lay-in. Good. Nene's got his second bucket of the game to go.
Look, Gortat, anticipating where that would miss, comes away with the board and the follow-up bucket.
Yep, that one goes.
And a lot of teams avoid the mid-range jumper, but they seem to be using it well.
Faried, right side. And he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed.
Well, you really have to like the control of Shumpert there. Lets the play develop and made the pass for an easy hoop. Nice.
And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. He gets that one. Green's got it back down to a single-digit deficit for the Rockets. Morris into the lane. The shot's good on the assist by Schroeder. 7 points for Markieff Morris.
You know, after not scoring a single point in the first quarter, they're still feeding him, and he's showing his appreciation.
Timeout called, the Rockets. And Greg, certainly the knock on Dennis Schroeder is play on the defensive end.
Nobody questions how effective he is on offense. I just think he has a tendency to take a few too many plays off and too many chances on defense. If he wants to be viewed as a top point guard in this league, he'll need to show some consistency on the defensive end.
A different look for Oklahoma City. Paul George is checked in for Burton, and Russell Westbrook has subbed in for Ferguson. And we're now a little over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. And it's slammed in by Fareed.
Oh, nice there, getting the reverse. Love that. And the fans got a little bit of a show there.
Guys, that one definitely had a little something extra on it.
This guy's so skilled at navigating to the interior, and when Russell Westbrook is that close, he's going to score. Well, this is a tough night so far. They'd be smart to rely more on a couple of their other options.
George with the bucket.
And I love the momentum he's building. Last game, he was just as dominant.
Well, there's no doubt this guy's on a hot streak right now. That's why he keeps getting the ball in this one. They're like, hey, we're going to feed the hot hand.
And no doubt they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
And that deficit will go away quickly if he does, Greg. The Rockets have been perfect at the line so far, albeit just 2 for 2. Houston making some changes. P.J. Tucker, he's checked in for Nene. James Harden comes in for Shumpert. And Paul subbed in for Rivers.
One shot.
Free throw drops for Green. A lot of offenses, Doris, initiate that high pick-and-roll offense, which is so fun to watch. Which ball handlers do you want running that play for you if you were on the sideline?
Come on now, there are some master manipulators in the pick-and-roll. Let's begin with the great James Harden. We'll begin with his teammate Chris Paul. Steph Curry. You give Steph Curry options to read in a pick-and-roll, he's going to make the right choice. There are a lot of guys who can manipulate the defense in a pick-and-roll, but those 3 are at the top of my list.
On the wing, Harden. There's the 3. The shot missing. And the Thunder going the other way now. For 3, Westbrook buries it from three-point range. Westbrook's got 7 now in this quarter.
Well, he's one of those guys who's kept their offense clicking. They're in front thanks in no small part to what this guy's done.
Harden against Westbrook. And the rejection by Noel.
This is a staple of his game. Nerlens Noel sends it back.
And racing up the court, you have a number of options and a great decision there.
I love how he took the initiative, right? You took charge of the opportunity and made the right decision.
Pass to Tucker. Here's Green. And Green slams it in.
And wait to finish and cut into that lead a little bit.
Yeah, but look at the basket, guys, still shaking. Count that one.
The offense is running well, but more importantly, they're taking the shots they know they can make.
Well, they haven't had to force anything. They're simply moving the ball and working for the best available shot.
Trains the three-pointer.
I know he's not the most efficient long-range shooter, but Tucker hits enough of those to space out the defense.
Here's George. That's good, and so Westbrook comes up with the assist. Westbrook's got 3 assists tonight.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
And the wide-open shot from Green. His three-pointer's off the mark. The Thunder leading by 15. Here's George, and it's George finishing it off.
What you love about Paul George is if he understands he's got his game in rhythm, he's going to stay aggressive.
Here's Paul. He's got 9. On the wing, Harden, uncovered, and misses it off the right side of the rim.
I'll tell you, that's been the story of this guy's night. He can't get anything to fall.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
And it's Harden with the ball for the Rockets. Paul outside. Back to Harden. And Harden with the stuff.
And I just love how aggressive Harden is inside. When he's deep like that, he is ready to finish with authority.
And it's Westbrook missing. Rockets trail by 17. Green kicks to Fareed. Green up on top. Defended by George. And Harden with the basket on the assist by Green. And that's now 8 points for James Harden.
And doesn't matter how a defense plays him. Harden is going to make sure that that three-point shot is a primary weapon. And he can smell blood in the water. Excellent finish.
I'll tell you, you've got to admire the energy. This guy really wants to put this one away.
Looking at who's out there now for the Thunder. Steven Adams, he's checked in for Noel. Patterson comes in for Markieff Morris. And it's Grant in for Dennis Schroeder. Houston also making some changes. Clint Capella comes in for Kenneth Faried. And Gordon subbed in for Gerald Green. And the free throw, no good.
Well, you think back to a time when people wondered if Westbrook was too aggressive playing with KD. They said Russ was taking too many shots. No questions anymore. Westbrook is the man in OKC. That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on it.
For the three, Tucker can't get it to go. Oklahoma City leading by 16. Grant dishes to George. Tries again, and the layup is good. George has got 12 points now in the quarter.
Well, Paul George putting the size and the length that he possesses to be an effective force on the glass. Nice.
Paul passes to Harden, to the inside. Capella, and the dunk by Capella.
That's how it's done, gentlemen. You don't pass to a player, you pass to a spot. Let your teammate run into it.
And for Westbrook, winning the MVP and averaging a triple-double for an entire season. Greg, how much does he have left to prove?
Well, it's all about winning. We know Russ can take over a game. We know he can make his teammates better. How much better and how far they get in the playoffs, that's the real question.
And the pass there floated it up to the precise spot it needed to be.
And no messing around on the finish. He powers it through. Grant, that's good.
Boy, you have got to love the dime, the pass on time and on target.
Pass to Tucker. Paul outside. There's the pass to Gordon. And a miss there on the triple.
He hit 1-3 in the first, but the well has been totally dry for him in the second.
And he didn't get quite enough under that one.
Now, great look on that, just a little out of rhythm.
Yeah, he looked like he forced that a little bit. Just needs to take his time. Got to make these shots right now.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
The sturdy Patrick Patterson, the 14th pick out of Kentucky back in 2010.
What you love about Patrick Patterson is he's turned himself into a three-point specialist over the course of his career. You know on a night-by-night basis what you're going to get on the defensive end. And that is a multi-positional defender who's going to give you great effort every single time out. There's something to be said about Patrick's ability to adjust and evolve his game as the NBA has evolved.
First one falls for him. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. Rockets trail by 20. Now, here is Harden. He's got 8. Connects from three-point range.
I think you could see early on that he was really with a rhythm and flow tonight, and now he's really starting to take off.
Adams' shot is good.
Boy, Adams showing a bit of quickness on the drive. Fantastic athleticism for a guy his size.
Harden finds Capella. And the dunk by Capella.
And watch out, you don't bring the whole basket down on top of you, young fella.
I don't think he ever wanted to let go of the rim. Westbrook, and he makes good on the layup. Westbrook's got 19 points.
And some guys just have a nose for scoring, and this one couldn't have been any easier.
Well, really good awareness by the scorer. You're seeing an opening in the defense and exploiting it beautifully.
Burton's checked in for Paul George.
Deontay Burton.
Paul kicks to Harden. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. Paul's got his 5th assist in this one. Here's Adams, and Capella sends it back. Paul against Westbrook. Feeds it to Capella. Throws it down as the official calls the foul. It may be a 3-point play. They get Russell Westbrook.
Man, he sure can get off the floor.
He one of the best in the business, absolutely. Houston shooting their 4th shot at the foul line here.
And really, the form at the line all season has been terrific. 79% as a team.
Time called here. The Thunder decide to talk it over.
Yeah, just hitting the reset button, a chance to kind of talk some things over.
I think sometimes that's all it takes, right? We'll see if it helps them moving forward in this one.
Looking now at some numbers for Steven Adams. Since the All-Star break, he's been putting in work. 10th in rebounding, 14th in blocks. And not many players convert opportunities inside as well as he. Top 15 in field goal percentage.
And he's a top 10 rebounder this year for good reason. He's unbelievably driven, and he competes with you for the entire game. The Thunder leading by 13. Knocks it loose. Stolen by Gordon. 5-on-3 break. Here's Harden. Good for his 6th make in a dozen attempts, shooting 50% with that basket.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
And the dunk by Westbrook.
You cannot give Russell Westbrook a lane to the basket. This guy will slam it in your face quicker than you can say boo.
1:53 left in the first half of basketball. Harden bounce pass. Paul with the 3. Good. It's Harden with the assist that time. Harden's got his 9th assist in the game now.
When you think about Billy Donovan, to me, he's a guy who values trust and building relationships with players. This guy is not a dictator. He wants to help players grow and develop, and that helps you win.
Here's Capella, and the dunk by Capella.
I think you always have to be looking for the man in the middle, and he finds him with a great feed that time.
Shoots from the baseline. That one a little long. And for Coach Billy Donovan, the process of developing NBA players, Doris, has to be different than it was in college.
Oh, no doubt. At the pro level, many guys are making more money than you are. A lot of them have families. They've already grown into themselves. But to me, he still emphasizes the fact that great relationships with your players is important.
But they recover it. On the wing, Gordon. Thunder with the rebound. Adams has got his 6th rebound on the night.
He's fighting it in this quarter. Hasn't been able to get into any sort of groove.
For Oklahoma City, they have attempted 11 free throws today and converted 8 of them. And the first one drops.
Well, I like how Jeremy Grant continues to work on his game. The jumper is coming along, and he remains an exceptional defensive player.
Looking at who's out there now for the Rockets. Nene, he's checked in for P.J. Tucker. Shumpert comes in for James Harden. And it's Austin Rivers in for Chris Paul. And Grant drops them both. Rockets trail by 10. Gordon, with no one around, gets it to go from beyond the arc. Gordon's got 12 in the game.
He seems to have just lost his touch. Only 1 for his first 5 here in the quarter.
Well, I think this is where they'd like to see Patrick Patterson be effective, get his points in tight, make nice, efficient moves to the rim.
And the dunk by Capella.
And hard to decide which was better, the pass, the catch, or the slam.
There's no wrong answer. Sensational alley-oop.
Yeah, I mean, maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that one.
And we know he's capable of those memorable ones. Down low, it's stolen by Adams. 1 second left. Oh, and the buzzer beater's good.
And they make sure to get the last shot of the quarter there. Nicely done.
Well, that's outstanding execution, Greg. You always want to get the last shot of the quarter, which is precisely what they did there.
And so it's the Oklahoma City Thunder holding on to an 11-point cushion as we get ready to take a break. A terrific tempo and a great pace. The fast break has been a central part of their offense. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks, Kevin. Russell, what's the most important thing for you offensively so far?
Just trying to stay in attack mode, man. Moving the ball. You know, they force you to make the extra pass, and guys doing a good job of that tonight. Just try to come out and give my team some energy.
Russell, thanks, man. Appreciate it. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David, for that interview, and we'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Boy, what a crowd joining us here for our halftime report. I'm Ernie Johnson alongside Kenny the Jet Smith and the Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal. Paul George taking care of business in this one. He had 32 points, 2 assists, and 1 rebound. First 2 quarters from him were fun to watch. Shaq, your thoughts on the Thunder?
Well, they really dictated the pace of the game with their transition game. They got out on the break every chance they had, and the time they could push the tempo, they did. And a lot of times it kept the defense scrambling like eggs with the cheese and apple juice.
How about you, Kenny? What did you think about Houston?
Well, I think they could be way more physical than they have been in the first half. Their defense gave up way too many easy looks, and that kind of defense will turn to a loss any night.
And now with the second half about to get underway, let's send you back courtside. See everybody with Kevin Harlan.
Welcome back to Oklahoma City, everyone. You can see Chesapeake Energy Arena there in the background as the cars stream down I-40. And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. You look at Paul George in this game, guys, he's been everywhere.
Yeah, great job from him in that first half of drawing fouls and getting to the line.
Well, he certainly put the defense in a tough spot in that half. Forces the issue, draws the contact time and time again.
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. And it's Harden with the ball for the Houston Rockets. They trail by 11. The forwards, George and Grant. Westbrook and Ferguson, their backcourt, and it's Adams in at the center position. That's the lineup in the game for Oklahoma City.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
Well, guys, his scoring has been maybe the biggest factor in building this lead, and he's got plenty of energy left.
As we close in on the start of the playoffs, let's see how the West is stacking up. You look at Houston. Unless they completely melt down, they should be in good position for a playoff run. And, of course, the Thunder, a few slots below them.
And I think for Oklahoma City, they've stayed right there, just in sniffing distance of the conference leaders. That's a solid accomplishment at this stage of the season.
Yeah, even so, though, I'm sure they're not satisfied just being near the top of the standings. They're going to be looking to make a major push as the season winds down.
And Oh, he blocked it and deflects off the backboard. To the paint, here's Capella, and the dunk by Capella.
And cutting into the lead with the big one-hand throwdown.
That's how you get your team back into it. And finished off by Westbrook.
When Westbrook's game is cooking like this, the opponents, you can see it in their body language, just shaking their heads going, oh boy, we got a problem here.
And a terrific bit of chaos there on the replay, presented by the Under Armour Hover Havoc.
Boy, what a cold start to the second half for them. Just 1 for 4 from the field so far.
Grant, count the basket. Grant's got 6 points. Rockets trail by 15. Over to the left wing. Here's Tucker. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. They get Russell Westbrook. And P.J. Tucker, Greg, a rugged physical defender at the forward.
And here's the guy, second-round pick back at 06. Spent 5 seasons playing abroad before making his return to the association. Now he's a seasoned veteran and not shy about holding his teammates accountable, especially defensively.
And he knocks down the first one.
You know, make no mistake, guys, one of the more effective second-round picks we have in the NBA. Tucker provides a steady diet of production.
Both free throws good from Tucker. Oklahoma City leading by 13. Here's Westbrook. Lays it up and banks it in. Westbrook's got 4 points in the quarter.
And I need to see some more assertiveness out of these defenders.
Harden draws the double. He kicks it to Paul. Launches a 3. The Rockets with another miss.
Tough start to the second half. Just 1 for 5. Wow.
Here's George. Drops it in from 14 feet away. George has got 36.
From that in-between range, they've been the much better team.
Outside, Gordon takes a 3. Good, and Paul gets the assist.
So many of Gordon's shots come from three-point range because he drains so many of them. When you've had his kind of success from beyond the arc, you're always going to have the green light.
You know, I love how he absorbs the foul and still had a chance to knock that one down.
For Oklahoma City, they have shot 10 of 13 from the free throw line.
Two shots.
First free throw is good.
So, Kevin, Russell Westbrook wins the 2017 MVP award. Does he relax and rest on his laurels? Heck no. This guy is just striving for greatness. I love it.
And he can't hit the second. Rockets trail by 15. Harden inside the three-point line. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Adams has got double-digit rebounds now in the game.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And this is a shot Paul George makes consistently, right? When he's in rhythm, he's ready to fire off the bounce.
Timeout called, the Rockets.
Well, you think to Steven Adams, and coming out of New Zealand, playing about 1 year at the University of Pittsburgh, now in his 5th season as a starter for the Thunder. And what a pivotal guy he's become for this franchise.
Where you from? Where you from?
And one of the trademarks of the many best point guards in the league, their ability to score in addition to distribute. So here now a look at the top scoring point guards this season. 5th, Russell Westbrook.
And this is a group of guys who have that uncanny knack to simply score and put points up while they find ways to get the rest of the team involved. Really the complete package.
You know, they truly are. Whether it's one-on-one situations or staying within that team framework, that is a gifted group offensively. And, you know, you said it. Their ability to put up big points from the one-guard spot is what really sets them apart.
Passes it to Harden. The tray. The rebound by Grant.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
A nice shot by George.
The defense has just been unable to slow him down. Wow, what a game.
Rockets trail by 19. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the third quarter. Here is Harden. He's got 16. Chalk up 2 there. 27 points for Clint Capella.
What a fantastic game he's had on the offensive end. If only his teammates could keep up.
And Westbrook gets it to go.
Wow, unconscious has he been this quarter. They're riding that hot hand.
And so it's Paul bringing it up for the Houston Rockets. Here's the 3. It's good. The assist that time from Harden. Harden's got assist number 10 tonight with that last one. Westbrook against Paul, and Westbrook gets it to go. Westbrook's got 37.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Harden outside, pass to Tucker. Offline with his 3.
Oh, he'd like to have that one back. He almost never get that wide open a look.
2 points, that one goes. Westbrook's got 39.
There's no containing Russell Westbrook with that kind of deep post position. Supreme athleticism, great instincts.
Harden draws the double. To the middle, stolen by Grant. And they're running. Here's Ferguson. Makes that one his 6th of the night, shooting a very healthy 6 for 9.
And I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen tonight. Just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively, turning into easy points.
Nerlens Noel checks in for the Thunder. And a switch here also for Houston. Fareed is checked in. Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City. You know, a lot of people have looked at the schedule of the NBA, Doris, and they think, you could eliminate back-to-backs of teams that face each other 4 times in a season, do a 2-game series in each city. It's kind of a baseball-type feel. Would you support that?
You know, it's an intriguing possibility to me, Kevin, because, one, it would cut down on travel, which obviously would make things a little bit better and easier for players. The travel schedule is taxing, particularly on back-to-backs. And so I don't know if there would be an opportunity for Adam Silver to maybe somehow run a test case. Would you be willing to put it in for a season, see how it fits in the overall context of the season? But it is an intriguing idea, and we are trying to improve the product no matter which way we go.
A different look for Oklahoma City. Morris comes in for Jeremy Grant, and Dennis Schroeder subbed in for Ferguson. And a switch here also for Houston. Gerald Green, he's checked in for Eric Gordon. To the middle, shoots. That one off the back iron and out.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
And that one's good, George.
There's a rhythm with which Paul George plays the game of basketball. That pace is so important.
And for Houston, they're shooting certainly a key for them in this one. 55% from the field. And it's George finishing it off.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, and he was so quick to break on that one. A good sign that he read the play. Exactly the kind of ball movement they're looking for.
Here's Noel. The shot's good on the assist by Schroeder. 8 points for Nerlens Noel.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
The Rockets shooting down near the 40% mark since halftime. They've been slow getting going. Fareed, no good. Outside, George. Again, the Thunder score.
I'll tell you, this guy will not stop pouring it on. It doesn't matter what approach they've tried to use against him. He has had an answer for everything.
Over in the corner, Green. The three-pointer, no good.
Boy, all sorts of space around him. If he can't hit those, the defense not going to worry too much about him.
Yep, that one goes in there.
That's their third straight make off an assist.
Guys, we've seen a lot of turnovers in this one.
Yeah, focus. Just make the simple play.
And the rejection by Noel. A chance here to get a quick injury report. And let's get an update on the Steven Adams injury with DA.
Hey guys, the Thunder's head athletic trainer gave me an update. He told me that in his opinion, the injury does not appear to be too serious. And for a team that's gearing up for the playoffs, this could make things very difficult going forward. Kevin?
All right, David, thank you. Hopefully everything works out for him.
They're scoring boatloads of buckets. It's raining buckets from inside.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Harden, that's good.
Yeah, I love watching Harden be aggressive inside. One of the most efficient scorers in our game.
And it's Schroeder missing.
Well, I wouldn't say the D was exceptional, but it certainly was enough to bother him.
Green passes to Paul. No good on the triple. The Thunder shooting has been just uncontainable. 72%. Here's Schroeder again, Oklahoma City. Paul with the ball. 15 points in the game. And the rejection by Noel.
Well, he's trying to shoot his way out of this slump, but it's not helping his team. That was an awful quarter.
Yeah, getting theirs before the defense can set up.
Boy, just a step quicker than the defense, really. Catching them off guard and capitalizing well.
And for the Rockets, their shooting has been great, up over 50%. In fact, 52%. The Rockets with another miss. And it's Schroeder with the ball. He brings it up for Oklahoma City. And good! There's another.
And he's up to 52 points.
Yeah, making a GA look all too easy right now. And here's Green outside. That's in for his fifth make of the night. Now shooting at a 50% clip, 5 for 10.
Another triple, and that's been the story of this second half.
Boy, they have consistently been draining shots from deep, and that can take the heart out of an opponent. No question he's having a bad quarter, so somebody else needs to take charge of the scoring if they're going to cut into this deficit.
Yeah, bad shot there. Trust is lacking. You got to be willing to make the extra pass.
I'm not sure why he doesn't continue to move the basketball. Would have served that team much better.
And I love seeing Harden get room to shoot from that mid-range position, an effective scorer in that area.
And there it is for him.
Another solid game from this guy shooting the basketball, just adding to this lead. So hard to defend.
And they double up Paul. Kicks it to Green. And Tucker has it in the corner. Tipped away. To the paint, here's George. And George with the stuff.
Boy, the assist just put on time and on target. Easy shot opportunity.
Here is Harden. He's got 20. Over in the corner, Green. And again, it's the Rockets from deep.
And really, as the three-pointers keep dropping, you get the sense that the frustration is mounting for the defense.
And it's Schroeder missing.
He does everything right except drain the shot.
Inside. That's good from Paul on the assist by Green.
Gerald Green.
Green's got his fifth assist in this one. Baseline jumper, and there's another one for the Thunder.
That's just a case where he gets the space he needs and uses it to his advantage to make the jumper.
Schroeder against Paul. And the Thunder pushing it up now. Westbrook's got the ball over Paul. Again, Oklahoma City.
You know, guys, fast break points right now in their favor, and they're really pushing the tempo.
And here's Harden for three. And again, it's the Rockets from deep.
He tore it up from downtown in the first half. Now hits this one. Dangerous shooter, guys.
Here's Schroeder. Lays it up and in on the nice reverse. Schroeder's got 13.
Yeah, and in terms of accuracy, they are dominating the second half.
Well, they're certainly connecting on a lot of shots in the second half, generating high percentage looks and really cashing in.
And that one's good. Green.
Yeah, there's 6 points on consecutive 3 balls. They're finding holes now in the D.
The shot's good from Westbrook.
Love Westbrook's ability to shoot it off the dribble. The stop, the rise, the fire. He makes it look easy.
Inside. The shot's good from Fareed. He's got 8.
And not relying at all on the three-point shot. They may want to rethink about stretching the defense a bit like they did in that first half.
Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City.
I had to get my numbers up. Now I got it like they gave it to me. But I took it, they ain't give it to me. She really do it to me. God knew it for me. Yeah, it really fit. It's a shoe-in for me. I started hooping for the Nike check. I play tennis for the Rolex. I be in Miami, never seen a beach. Enough out in blue when you saw me. She was I just came to get these fits off. I'm everywhere, I just didn't get no pics off. You was there, you saw me get my. Oh, you heard about it. Bloody gossip. I had to get it poppin'. I ain't had no running game. I ain't had no option. Now I really got it. I really do.
And the Thunder making a change here. Diallo's checked in. Houston with a big group substitution here. Nene, he's checked in for Reed. Clint Capella comes in for P.J. Tucker. Shumpert, he's checked in for...
Gentlemen. Woo! My goodness, step back.
That was incredible. The Rockets shooting 45% from the field since coming out of the locker room at halftime. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Rivers kicks to Nene, and it's Paul George with the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
That's his first personal foul.
Rivers against Schroeder. Rivers finds Shumpert. A 3-ball. And no luck with that time on the buzzer beater. And so it's Oklahoma City out there all by themselves with a 32-point lead to end the quarter. From the field, they have been outstanding, amazing shooting. That's what has them headed to a blowout. We'll return shortly. And now we take a look back to Mike D'Antoni talking to his team from the huddle.
We just can't go on and on and on. They just score every time. Every time they're scoring. Every time. You got to take a stand someplace. Come on, let's go. Come on, let's pick it up. Let's go. Come on.
Well, Greg, very obviously, is looking for a defensive stand.
Kevin, you can tell he's not happy with the effort he's getting on that end, and they need stops.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first 3 quarters. Fourth quarter on the court for the Rockets. They've got Nene. Amon Shumpert is out there with Rivers. Then it's Clint Capella. And it's House in at the small forward. Took him no time at all on that one.
Well, Felton so smooth with that jumper, leaves the floor quickly and releases it in no time.
And here is Shumpert. Rivers surveying the D. Here's Nene, and foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Well, it gets to the line so often. Nene is always seeking contact.
Well, so often when a player changes teams, Doris, we see a lot of emotions from him, his teammates, from the fans, and coaches. Is it even reasonable to expect loyalty in sports nowadays?
You know, I think times have changed, Kevin. We're no longer living in an era where a player sticks with an organization throughout the course of his tenure, or at least that is the outlier nowadays. The reality is teams always make decisions with their long-term best interests at heart. And so when a player has earned the right to embrace his free agency, there's a reason it's termed free agency, then he should have an equal opportunity to the team to make the decisions that are in his best interest. Whatever those values and priorities for that individual player are, when you reach free agency, you've earned that right.
And the second free throw, good.
Listen, we all know a healthy, motivated Nene is an elite player at both ends.
Here's Felton. Again, Oklahoma City. And we've played through about a minute here in the fourth. And for Houston, their shooting has been terrific. 54% on the game. Rivers. Another miss by Houston.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Got that one up quick.
And they're leaning on the mid-range right now. That's 6 of their last 10 from that area.
Pass to House. Fires the three. Hits the three-point bomb.
Boy, you know, a lack of effort defensively, and he gets a very good look from deep.
Here's Burton. And Oklahoma City again with the bucket.
Impressive, really, from that short 17 area. They are not missing many.
Outside jumper. Back to Rivers. The G League, Doris, growing roster of teams, introduced two-way contracts last season. Is it safe to call it an official minor league at this point, do you think?
Well, I'm just going to say that I thought this was one of the best changes to the NBA last season. And you look at certain players who went back and forth between the G League, and when they were up with the respective NBA team, they were a significant part of the rotation. Quinn Cook comes to mind. The NBA champion had a two-way player in Quinn Cook who was a vital part of their G League and then becomes a vital part of their real-time success. To me, what a tremendous platform for player development, Kevin.
Yeah, the league has gotten it right with this.
Really strong rebounding on the interior, and he gets the easy putback.
One shot, gentlemen.
That free throw good for Morris.
And steady from the free throw line. Morris has gotten there less since he's been shooting more threes.
And Nene with the stuff.
I'll tell you, that play was not as easy as he made it look. A moving target, it has to be perfectly placed, really pretty.
Shot good by Diallo.
And when you're down this many points, hard to justify leaving a good shooter that wide open.
Right. If you want to get back in the game, you simply can't afford to let long-range shooters get comfortable.
And that's how you answer back.
Well, you can tell. That was a little give good, get good. Executed well on the offensive end, connects on the deep threat.
Here is House. Rivers in the corner. Nene outside. Houston moving the ball around. Rivers can't get it to go.
One made three for him for the game. Does he focus closer in? Let's see.
Diallo, no good.
And that's really a function of the offense not working as it should.
Yeah, no, exactly. That's not how you capitalize on the offensive end. You simply have to be more patient.
Oklahoma City has gotten a lot of looks from outside tonight, 5 of 12. That one a little long.
You know what? They're winning, though, despite the fact that he has just been really off.
Here's Rivers. Again, the Rockets score. Thunder have gotten more than 58% of their attempts to go down for them in the fourth quarter. They're 7 of 12. Wasted no time on that one. Diallo's got 5 points in the quarter. Houston's gone 2 of 5 on three-point shots since the end of the third quarter. Shumpert. Second chance shot, and that's 2 points on the layup.
You know, since halftime, he's finally started to shoot with confidence.
The Thunder have gone 8 of 13 from the field since the start of the fourth, sinking the majority of their shots. And that one's good. Burton.
He has not missed a shot in this quarter. They've tried running different things at him, but he's been unstoppable.
To the paint, here's House. And it falls over the rim and in.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Got that bucket in no time at all. And for Houston, their shooting certainly a key for them in this one. 55% from the field. Here's Shumpert. The pass to Rivers. Launches it. Drops in the tray.
Lined it up and knocked it down. His second triple tonight.
And it's Felton with the ball for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Here's Morris. Good for the fifth time in 5 shots. He remains perfect.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A plus 10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
A floater, and that one's good. Shumpert's got 9 points now in just the second half.
Yeah, once he gets in or near the lane, Shumpert is very accurate with that floater.
Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City. Doris, you think of all the highlight reel plays we get to see up close. We're so lucky. We feel the same way every time we sit courtside and watch one of these games. One of the most enjoyable parts about it, seeing the reactions of the guys on the bench.
They're just losing it, Kevin. They're falling down or they're bumping into each other, and then seeing the opposing bench trying to keep that poker face. They know they're not supposed to react, but sometimes the play is just so good you can't help it.
And we get out of our seats, don't we? I mean, just like the players do. We get out of our seats.
Oh, no doubt. I'll stand up, wave my hands in the air. Are you kidding?
And Oklahoma City making a change here. Nader's checked in. Oklahoma City has gotten a lot of looks from outside tonight. 5 of 12. Felton. Rebound by Nene. Nene's got 9 rebounds now tonight. Here's House. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
That's his first personal foul. Shooting for Houston, Daniel House. Taking 2 shots.
Two.
And the first one at the line is good. Doris, what is your solution to the controversy surrounding one and dones?
Kevin, I believe the one and dones will be a thing of the past, and I think it will happen shortly. And the reason that can now become a viable option is the G League holds the key. You can now allow players to enter into the minor league straight out of high school. If they raise the salary of those G League players, then it helps across the board.
Here's Felton. And the rebound goes to Nene. Nene's got double-digit rebounds now in the game.
Well, the struggles from the field continue for this guy. The way it's going, he shouldn't be more than a secondary option for them at this point.
Here's Felton. It's rebounded by Houston. Here is House. Passes it to Clark. Rivers in the corner. From outside the arc. Back to Clark. Houston moving the ball around. Rivers kicks to Clark. The Rockets with another miss. Oklahoma City shooting an unbelievable 70%. You won't see a performance like this too often. And it's good for 2. Rockets shooting very well right now, 52% in this fourth quarter. Rivers passes to Nene. Now here's Shumpert. Fires from deep. That will fall for his 7th bucket. 7 for 15 in this game.
That's his second make from distance this half after hitting none before that.
Felton inside the three-point line. That one off the back iron and out.
Well, you see the struggles he's having getting anything to go.
Yeah, I mean, he's obviously cold right now, but he's trying to find that rhythm. You've got to keep working.
Here's Morris. Rebound by House.
Yeah, but the hand in the face, it's critical that you contest his shots every time down the floor.
Drains it from beyond the arc.
And he's clearly led the way offensively. The question is, can they ride him and get back into it?
Took him no time at all on that one.
After being held scoreless in the first, he's turning it on here in the second.
Felton against Rivers. Knocked loose. And Shumpert kicks to Rivers. And the 3 off target.
After the strong first half, this guy has not been the same, and largely a no-show right here.
The shot by Nader, no good. And so it's Rivers with it. He'll bring it up for Houston. To the inside, here's Shumpert. An easy 2 points on the layup. Shumpert's got 21 in the game.
And really, the scoring this quarter has been just off the charts, doing all he can to bring them back.
They get it back. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
Well, that's the passion you like to see from Markieff Morris, converting off the board.
Rivers kicks to Nene. Pass to House. Back to Nene. And slam dunk by Nene. That gives him the double-double. 11 points and 10 rebounds.
And he just elevates and powers in the one-hander.
Textbook. Nice shot by Felton.
High-quality shot from Felton. Connects there with consistency.
Here's Rivers. No good from outside.
Hey, the defense is content to let him prove he can make that shot, and so far, he cannot.
Nice shot by Felton.
You know, put a rough first half behind him. He's absolutely crushing it here in the second.
Rivers kicks to Shumpert. It's Rivers on the wing. Back to Shumpert. Launches a 3. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Morris has got 9 rebounds in the game. Getting it done. Scooped up. Burton. And there's 2 points. Working on the glass, paying off that time. Burton's got 10 points in just the second half. Rivers finds Nene. Now Shumpert. Back to Nene. And Nene slams it in.
He uses that 7'5" wingspan. Nene has the reach to spike it home.
Here's Morris. It's good again, and an excellent 7 for 8 shooting night so far. There's 1:40 left in the game. Pass to Nene. The shot missing. And Oklahoma City will go with it the other way.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for the Thunder.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, an all-around dominant performance. And you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
Yeah, there was a sense of that, and man, they just pretty much blew them right out of the water. A clinic was put on display here today.
And the effort here tonight, adding to the W column for the season. It'll go down as their 48th win.
And not only are they on their way to winning this game, this also gives them a win in the season series.
And you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for Paul George.
Boy, what a tremendous display of offensive firepower. It mattered not the size, the type of defender they put on him. He made easy work of it.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Rockets will retain possession.
Yeah, you go for the steal, but at least you do get the deflection.
Well, Greg, you make them reset their offense, right? It's disrupting their rhythm.
Dennis Schroeder's checked in for Raymond Felton. Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City. They're in front by 31. 46 seconds left to play in the final quarter.
They gave it to me, but I took it, they ain't give it to me. She really do it to me. God do it for me. Yeah, it really fit, it's a shoe-in for me. I started hooping for the Nike check. I play tennis for the Rolex. I be in Miami, never seen a beach. Enough I am blue, we can saw me. She was got the. I just came to get these fits off. I'm everywhere, I just didn't get no pics off. You was there, you saw me get my. Oh, you heard about it. Bloody gossip. I had to get it poppin'. I ain't had no running game, I ain't had no option. Now I really got it. I really do.
A chance now to recognize our Jordan Player of the Game, Paul George.
And guys, he's been about as close to perfection as you can be. The intensity he's played with has been amazing. Just no let up. And as fired up as he's been, he's never let his emotions get out of control.
And with their spot in the postseason assured, he's picking up just at the right time to be on top of his game. From the inbound, and it's Green slamming it down.
Well, great vision by Nene, right? I mean, if you're the help defensive guy, you can't leave your man. He's that good a passer.
And Gerald Green picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, that's a tough call right there, and really a tough break for the D.
It's stolen by Green.
This is what superb defense is all about, guys. He read that all the way.
Shumpert passes to Rivers, uses the glass to finish the layup.
That is really solid offense. You cannot waste those chances.
Schroeder kicks to Patterson. And it's Patterson finishing it off.
And that's a killer instinct on display as they try to put this one on ice.
I think that's exactly the mentality you have to have. You don't want to give this team any hope of coming back.
5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. From outside, off the mark. And so the Thunder now can just hold on to the ball. The shot will not fall. Some solid defense from Fareed. Over in the corner, Green. From about 16, and he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in.
Unstoppable. He has got it on automatic out there.
So no problem for Oklahoma City as they get the win. This game may not have been the most exciting we've ever seen, but you have to appreciate just what a clinical performance they put on.
I know their fans appreciated it, and we saw at times just stretches of excellent defense. Potency from an offensive standpoint as well. They were pretty much dominant.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks very much, Paul. Congrats on the win. Where's your team's attitude right now?
Continue to, play together, and we can just stick to that. Keep working, staying confident, keep defending, and knocking shots down. We'll be all right.
Looked like it all came together tonight, Paul. Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.